Mad at me. Okay, and let me make sure everybody's muted. Okay, so good evening, everyone. My name is Robin Sullivan. I'm a very blessed Diamond Gold Ambassador with Plexus, and I am coming to you guys tonight with two beautiful ladies that are going to share with me a story and share with all of you stories of freedom. So we're going to talk a little bit about what financial freedom means to us, what that looks like, and how to achieve it. So I'm going to share my story towards the end. I'll start with the first two stories from our awesome ambassadors who will be sharing tonight. And then I will talk a little bit about our opportunity. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce to you Senior Gold Ambassador Jacqueline Malone. Take it away, my dear.
Good evening, everyone. Like she said, I'm Jacqueline Malone. I am a wife and a mother to two beautiful kids, a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old. I have been a part of Plexus for over 5 years now. And because I've been with Plexus for 5 years, I've seen all of Plexus. So I am very excited to share my journey with you guys tonight. I started Plexus for the products. I was complaining to my girlfriend Angela, that I could not lose some weight. I was drinking a gallon of water a day. I was exercising 5 to 6 times a week, and I was eating pretty decent, but I still wasn't seeing results. And so she shared with me Plexus. I reluctantly tried it, but right off the bat, I saw that my health was being transformed. And so the natural progression to that was for me to just start sharing. So I joined as a preferred customer that first month just to test the products out. And that second month, I changed my membership to become an ambassador. And I shared on Facebook, and I had a couple of cousins join me, and I had a couple of friends join me. And so that first month, I made over $500. And so at that point, there were two things that I knew. I knew that one, there was something to the products because I saw my own health transform. And number two, I saw that there was something to this business because literally all I did was post on Facebook 2 to 3 times and I made over $500. So I was like, whoa, I was all into Plexus at that point. And so while the supplemental income that Plexus has provided has been an unexpected blessing, it has been an absolute blessing. We've been able to send my husband through seminary completely debt-free. We've been able to save more. We've been able to give more. We have been in our home for 7 years now, and we're able, with the extra income, to put a lot extra on our mortgage every single month. And so we will be completely debt-free, including our home, in the next 2.5 years. And so in less than 10 years, we will have paid off our entire home. And so when I think about what Robin said, the title of this call tonight is, Stories of Freedom. The extra income has provided freedom, and it's also provided options. So once we have the extra income and we're completely debt-free, the options will be limitless. And so two things that are extremely important in our family are education and traveling. Two things we're very, very passionate about in the Malone household. And so with my kids, in a few years going off to school, whether we send them to private school or not, we'll have the option to do so. And we have the option to be able to travel, with COVID, I don't know when we'll travel again, but we have the option to travel, whether we want to go abroad, this family of 4, we'll be able to do so. And so that's the freedom and the excitement that I have with the supplemental income that Plexus has provided. So that's changed the total financial trajectory of my family. That's financial wise. One thing that I was not expecting from Plexus being on this journey was the personal growth that I have experienced. The fact that I am talking to you guys tonight, that I was asked to share and I said yes, that is growth right there. I feel like the Lord is growing me in the area of public speaking. It is not exciting to me. It is scary, but the fact that I am shoving through those fears and speaking to you guys tonight, speaking in other aspects, it has even helped me. I'm a women's ministry leader at our church. It's helped me in that aspect. And so I'm very grateful that it has grown me in that area. The second thing I'll highlight is that it has helped me in the area of leadership, leading my team, encouraging my team, helping them set goals so that they can dream big, and then helping them achieve those goals is life-giving. And so I am blessed that I have a team full of competent, strong, astute men and women on my team. And so the fact that the Lord has allowed me to lead them is an absolute blessing as well. And there are several other areas, but the last thing I wanted to point out that I have grown personally in is my mindset. And on this team, we talk about mindset a lot. And because I've been around for 5 years, I have heard it over and over again. It's almost a buzzword, but I have all but called it hogwash. So while I haven't called it verbally hogwash, I treated it as so because I have not taken a hold of the concept. But 3 months ago, I was looking around, our overall team was in full momentum, and I started to say, wait a minute, I'm confident, I am smart, I am strong, I am well networked, I can do this too. Not only can I do this, but my team can do this. And so like I said, in the leadership area, I'm able to pour that into my team. And so my team has been in full momentum the last basically 2 months. And the only thing that has changed is my mindset, that we can do this, that we can succeed, that we can excel, that we can do this too. And so I'm just grateful that the Lord has allowed me to grow in these areas via the vehicle of Plexus, but it has permeated to other areas of my life. So he has used Plexus not only to grow me as a businesswoman, but to grow me as a believer, to grow me as a wife, to grow me as a mother, to grow me as a leader. And he has used Plexus as that vehicle, or one of the vehicles to do so. And so I'm just very grateful. And so thank you, Robin, for allowing me to share tonight. I am super excited, and I appreciate the opportunity.
Wow, that is so amazing. Guys, you guys have to know a little bit about me. I am literally head down focused every day working. So when I do these calls, I'm just like, here, who wants to do a call? Who wants to speak? And I truly just allow the Lord just to, whatever they're going to say is whatever they're going to say. So I had no idea what Jacqueline was going to share, but I just want you to know, Jacqueline, that in my heart of hearts, what I wanted to exhibit tonight through this call and through these stories is exactly what you did. So thank you for allowing the Lord to use you. I absolutely love your testimony. So thanks again, my friend. Okay, so I'm going to go to the next testimony. I'm going to let Riya Amore, our awesome new Emerald Ambassador with Plexus, I'm going to let you unmute yourself and take it away, girl.
Thank you, Robin. I appreciate it. Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. Thank y'all for joining us this evening. So as Robin said, my name is Riya Amore. I am an Emerald Ambassador on Robin's team, and which is pretty cool, y'all, and has afforded definitely some freedoms for my family. So I'll just give y'all a little bit of background about myself. So I have my mom. I have 3 kids. I have 3 daughters. They are 3, 8, and 12. And I have a wonderful, wonderful husband who runs his own finance company. And I just want to kind of paint a picture, right? So you never know, y'all, what blessings people need, and you have to share this because you never know. And just because someone has some letters in front of their name or behind their name does not mean they have more money. Usually it means they have less money because those letters are expensive. Most of the time we spend a lot of money for those letters and walk away still ignorant, to be honest with you, and you don't really know what you need to know. But I'm saying all that to say, you never know how this can bless people. So I am a stay-at-home mom, and I'm actually not a stay-at-home mom by choice. Me, I've always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, but I'm talking like financial wise. I started staying home to be my oldest daughter's caregiver. And then I tried to go back to work for a couple months, y'all. And in that time, my child missed all kinds of specialist appointments. My 3-year-old, my middle one, who was 3 at the time, was getting bitten. She got bit on the cheek at daycare because we put her into a daycare, which was the money we were spending on the daycare. Another child should not have bitten her on the cheek anyway. So I'm saying all that to say, I tried to go back to work for a couple of months, and then I was like, you know what, my family needs me. My daughter, she's actually regressing. I went back to I should say a traditional job for 3 months, and my oldest daughter, she's was born at 23 weeks. If y'all don't know my story, and so she has some developmental delays, and she was regressing. So we were like, it's not worth it. We just want to take some trips. It's okay. So I'm, stay-at-home mom, and I love it. This is what I want to do. But I'm saying all this to say things were, were good. And my husband, he has an MBA, and I have an MHA, going back to the letters, which is like MBA, but a healthcare focus. And that means nothing. It means nothing, y'all. We're going about our business. Everything was fine. We went from Louisiana to Miami to Texas, right? And so when we moved to Texas, and I'm still arguing with the Department of Health and Human Services of Texas, but my daughter does not have her disability health insurance. So she's supposed to, as secondary insurance, because of her disabilities, she's supposed to have that coverage. Well, I've been fighting with Texas, okay? I know I'm giving y'all a lot of background, but that's just my style. So I've been fighting with Texas because they're supposed to cover differences, and they haven't. And y'all, they're gonna send me to the crazy house, and then I'm gonna be fighting with Texas about my mental health coverage when I'm at the crazy house, because they're gonna send me to the crazy house fighting for my daughter's health coverage. Anywho, she has had 8 major surgeries. So one of her last surgeries, the bill, the out-of-pocket major medical was came back $22,000. I got a bill from Texas Children's Hospital, $22,000, y'all. And so I was able to dispute some of the things, because I go through a fine-tooth comb, and I was like, y'all didn't take this test. Y'all tried to, but she wouldn't let y'all. She wouldn't cooperate. Nope, we didn't do that. We didn't do that scan. So I got it down to about 15. I'm saying that to say, that changed that just changed our monthly finances, obviously. And, we weren't able to just write them a check, but we are constantly paying that off, constantly. And she has a lot of complex medical history. So we're always at Texas Children's, and we have a lot of medical bills, had, because what Plexus has allowed me to do is pay those off, y'all. And we have 3 kids, and we like them to be active, and we like to show them things, so it has allowed us to do everything that we have wanted to do in just a short amount of time. I've only been with Plexus for going on 11 months. And in my first month with Plexus, I think I made about like 600, 700, my first month, which wasn't even actually a full month, y'all, because it was like 2 weeks at first, because that first check was amazing to me. But now, in 11 months in, I was a drug rep. I was in pharmaceutical sales for a while, and I was, up there in pharmaceutical in my company, and went on the incentive trips and got the bonuses and was doing well and had the company car, and but it was not as good as that Plexus company car, okay? Because Plexus is giving me a Lexus, and let me say, Eli Lilly gave me a Taurus. It was a gray Ford Taurus, which was terrible, okay? And my Charles Barkley was terrible. And Plexus is a Lexus, okay? And that's a much better company car. I remember one time I was in the grocery store, and a cart hit my car, and a woman said, "Oh, the shopping cart's about to hit your car." I looked at her, I said, "I don't care. That's my company car, I don't care." But anywho, I hated that car. But I'm saying, y'all, this to say, I did not expect Plexus to kind of roll out the red carpet more so than, this Eli Lilly, which is one of the top drug companies, okay, in big pharma. And I am being treated better than I was as a top pharmaceutical sales rep for them. And I'm being appreciated more. And it feels very good to be appreciated. I am making the same, if not more. When I was topping their company, I'm making about the same I was when I was topping their company. I'm making more when I started, much more than when I first started as a drug rep, y'all. And I'm home with my babies. I'm home with my kids. I'm able to do this and not have to travel. And also, y'all, I'm doing it with something that I believe in. I didn't believe in big pharma. It was putting a Band-Aid, and it was just, it was like cattle in that waiting room waiting to talk to a doctor, and they didn't respect us. They were like, "Where are my pens? What'd you bring me for lunch? Can we go play golf?" And and I didn't even believe in that. And this, I'm believing in it, and it's really getting to the root cause of things, and it's helping people, and it's changed my daughter's health. It's changed my daughter's health, and we don't have as many healthcare bills coming in now because she's healthier because of plexus, and I'm happier, and my whole family is happier, and it's just amazing, y'all. The trips, the now that as an Emerald Ambassador, you get a Lexus. My husband and I got to go to San Diego on this trip, and now we're getting ready for Hawaii, and it's amazing. I can't explain enough of it. I've been paying off bills just for this 1 month. Last month's paycheck, y'all, I paid off a $3,000 healthcare bill. I paid off a $5,000+, it was between $5,000 and $6,000, $5,000+ credit card bill. Okay. And then, and my husband's in finance. So he was like, make sure you put away 20% for when you have the, taxes, I eat like every time I get it. I'm like, I'm about to buy me a purse. Let me buy my purse. But anyways, just with one check, y'all, I've paid off these chunks of bills, and it feels so good. It feels so good because right before I started Plexus, and Robin, tell me when I get to a time limit, child, because you know me, right? Because I forgot to look at what time it was when I started. I know. Okay, let me wrap it up. It's the music, the wrap it up music. Da, da, da. Let me wrap it up. Okay, so right when I started Plexus, I remember my husband and I had this discussion, and he was like, babe, if you could just bring in like an extra 500 to 1,500, I know it's a big range, the extra 500 to 1,500 a month. And I was a Pilates instructor, and that's teaching a lot of classes, y'all. Okay. So I was like, okay, when I first started with Plexus, I loved what it was doing. I was apprehensive at first to share, but when I love something, I share. I'm a sharer. So I started sharing it, and it started happening. And that was my goal. I really wanted to get to that. And the fact that I have just gone way past that is just amazing. And now, we're talking about putting in a pool, and we're feeling good about our savings, and we have options. There's a school that specializes in kids with special needs that is very expensive here in Houston. And I have the option now to send my 12-year-old to that school, y'all. And I can't tell you that is such a wonderful feeling. That is such a wonderful feeling to know that I don't have to send her to somewhere that she may not be the best for her. I can send her to the best school for her. I can do that for her. And education is so important to us, and experience. We're about experiences and not things. And we're able to give them experiences as soon as we can get on a plane. But it's just, y'all, I can't explain it enough. I can't explain it enough. And I'm sitting here spending more time with my family, making more than I was as a pharmaceutical sales rep. And I love it. I absolutely love and adore it. I cannot thank Robin enough. And there's a lighter feeling in my house. I'm walking lighter. My husband's walking lighter. My kids are healthier. And just do yourself a favor. Don't question it. Just share. People need to hear this. Just share. Get out of your head. Because I was in my head. I didn't share it first. And I'm just so glad I did. And I'm so thankful for Plexus.
Oh, wow. What an amazing testimony, Riya. Thank you so much for sharing, girl. It was awesome. So I am going to share a little bit about my journey. But before I do, I just want to touch on a couple of the things that Jacqueline and both Riya said. So we called this call the Stories of Freedom. Okay, that's the theme of this call tonight. And when I think about financial freedom, I don't know about you, but when I first started this journey, I think I thought that financial freedom was like, oh, if you have financial freedom, you're rich. It's like, that's not what financial freedom is. So I want to really kind of dive into a little bit of what this means and why it should be important for each one of you. So financial freedom is really having enough residual income, and we'll talk about that in a second, residual income to cover your living expenses. It's not about being rich at all, guys. It truly is about having enough to cover your expenses so that you can spend your precious time doing what you like rather than doing things just to earn money. That is precisely why I walked away from my career as an assistant principal at the ripe old rank of gold. So in our company, if you share with 3 friends, you're a silver ambassador. It's amazing. You get paid great money just to go share with 3 friends, like 3 accountability partners, just like you would if you joined Orange Theory or boot camp. When you get to gold, you have 20 people who have joined you on the journey. It doesn't have to be 20 of your own friends. It could be 5 of your friends, and then 16 or 15 or 16 of your other friends, your other friends' friends, right? Because it's called network marketing. So when I became a gold ambassador. I was casually sharing on social media, and I realized at that time I was making about half of what I made as an assistant principal. I loved what I did in education, and that's what I love. That's why I love that Jacqueline shared. Hey, you never know. Jacqueline and Riya both shared. You never know what people's situation is. Most people looked at my life. I had a great life before Plexus. I really did. I had a great life. My husband was a great provider. I had a professional career. Didn't make any money at education, even if I was an administrator, but I still loved what I did. I loved pouring into children and families, right? Because you don't ever become an educator because you want to get paid a bunch of money, right? You do it because you love the job. But what I knew was that I would rather have enough and create a financial wall around my family so I could truly do the things that I wanted to do rather than just working to get a paycheck. And so that's when Plexus entered my life. Now, I thought Plexus entered my life because I was fluffy, I needed to lose weight, and I needed to shed a few pounds. That's honestly why I thought Plexus entered into my life. Like, oh, thank you. I need to get rid of my Dr. Pepper addiction. So let me go ahead and scarf down this pink drink so I can stabilize my blood sugar and not have the cravings. Well, it did do that, but little did I know that this opportunity was also placed in my lap by the Lord, because he wanted me to create a ripple effect of change. So when you get to a position where you realize, oh, I understand residual income. I now know that linear income is not really where it's at. It's all about you putting in the work now to reap a benefit for years to come. So if I were to not show up to my position as an assistant principal and not go to work for 5, 10, 15 days, I would absolutely get zero pay. I just wouldn't get paid, because as an educator, I don't know if you guys understand this, but educators only get 5 sick days a year and they get 5 personal days. After that, their pay is docked. So you're kind of like out of luck if you have to use more than 10 days a year, okay, for any reason. So for me, in my mind, I was like, wow, well, what if I wanted to go on a 12-day Disney cruise with my family? Or what if I wanted to go on a 10-day vacation to Paris with my husband? I would not have been able to do those things had I been an educator. By the way, both of those things I've been able to do since I've been at home with my family and doing Plexus. We took our kids on a Disney cruise last year, amazing, amazing trip. And my husband and I, for our 16th wedding anniversary, went to Paris and spent about 10 days. And it was one of the best trips we've ever taken. I would have never been afforded that opportunity, not only financially, honestly, but also the time freedom to be able to go on those vacations. How many of you have ever thought about the idea that, man, I work so hard, but I can't even enjoy the fruits of my labor? Have you ever felt that way? That's how I felt as an educator. It's like, I work like a crazy person and I don't even get to enjoy the fruits of my labor. Well, when you begin to tap into residual income and what that does for your family, it provides exactly what Jacqueline said, options. And when you have options, that creates the lighter feeling that Riya now has in her household. So that's really the secret sauce of what we provide here in Plexus. So I want to talk about 3 things really quickly before I finish my story on the 3 things that you need to achieve financial freedom. So again, hopefully you guys wrote this down. Do y'all want me to share one more time what financial freedom really is? It is truly having enough residual income to cover your living expenses. And it's not about being rich at all. It's not about having a ton of money. It truly is about having enough to cover your day-to-day expenses so that you can spend your precious time doing what you like and love rather than doing the things just to earn a paycheck. Okay. So I really want you to wrap your brain around that and think about, do you have that in your life right now? If you don't, then you really should take a look at this opportunity. So the 3 things that you need to do to achieve financial freedom is 1, become debt free. That's why I absolutely know that it was meant for me to ask Jacqueline to do this call tonight, because she touched on it and I didn't even ask her to. She touched on becoming debt free, right? When you become debt free, what does that do? That's the biggest roadblock to financial freedom, is when you have a ton of debt. So it frees up so many different avenues for you and your family you would not believe. So if you have joined this opportunity already and you're making good income, be wise and be a good steward of this extra income that you're making and begin to create that debt snowball. That is absolutely where it's at. When I became an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus, I was rolling really deep with my Honda Odyssey minivan. That's what I drove before I got my first Plexus Lexus. I'm now on my third Plexus Lexus. And when I went into that Lexus dealership, I said, you know what? I'm going to turn in my minivan and I'm going to get this Plexus Lexus. And my husband was kind of like, do you really need a Plexus Lexus? Because he's like Riya's husband. Both of our husbands are named Derek, spelled the same way. L is their middle initial, like they're twins, and they're both in finance. Like, who would have thought, right? And my husband was like, do you really need a Plexus Lexus? I was like, I'm getting me a Plexus Lexus, okay? So when I went to go turn it in, my Honda Odyssey minivan, we had paid it off, so we were not in the hole. We actually had some equity in the van. And I will say this, if you live in Texas, almost every mom drives this mom-mobile, so it actually, it's like something people want. So you can sell a Honda Odyssey minivan and actually make money off of it. So when I turned in my Honda Odyssey minivan, y'all, the Plexus Lexus dealership paid me $15,000 for my car, and guess what I did with that $15K? I went and paid off my entire school loan in one fell swoop. So it was done and done. I got a Plexus Lexus and I paid off my school loan. Double blessing because of Plexus. So that is what creating financial freedom looks like. So become debt free. That's the first thing. The second thing is start investing early with a goal-based approach. Okay, start investing early with a goal-based approach. And the last thing I want to share with you is prepare for life's uncertainties. Guys, many of us are on this call. We are already Plexus strong. We've been sharing Plexus, and we honestly get on these calls because we invite our friends to these calls, but we also hop on these calls because they're just inspiring stories of hope for us too. And so we all just came from a convention. It was virtual this year. It was not in person, which we so miss being there together in person, normally in Las Vegas. That's where we'll be next year. And we had an amazing keynote speaker by the name of Susie Orman. Now, this woman blew all of our minds because, guys, because of COVID, gone are the days of having a 3 to 6 month emergency fund. This woman flat out shared, if you don't have an 8-month emergency fund, you are out of luck. So this needs to be our new goal. Everyone's new goal should be to have 8 months of an emergency fund, 8 months of living expenses put away, because guess what? Things happen. No one expected in January for us to be where we are right now. Many people, 45 million people to be exact, have filed for unemployment. Many people have lost their businesses, particularly brick and mortar businesses. The great thing about this Plexus opportunity is in a downturn economy, our businesses has soared. I will have to say this, my business has quadrupled in the 4 months the pandemic has been going on. So while I've been quarantined with my family, my business has quadrupled. My monthly pay with Plexus now is 5.5 times more than what I made as an assistant principal. 5.5 times more. Do you guys know what you can do, how much you can give, how much you can save, and how much of a financial wall you can create around your family for generations to come when you are living in that much abundance and you're debt-free? Guys, now's the time. We have a $9.95 membership. It is normally $40 a year to join Plexus, which is already a steal. It's just like Costco or Sam's. You are not signing your life away. You are joining to simply get the wholesale discount for these products. And if you choose to share, which you'd be crazy not to, you have the ability to earn income. You can start right now. I was actually blessed to have such an incredible team of men and women that last month we reached the top of the company. So we hit the top of the compensation plan, which is considered diamond. So that rank, you can then start over again. That's another really amazing part of our comp plan. You can start over and basically clone yourself and rejoin under yourself once you get to a certain stability as a diamond. Well, we reached that level of stability within 3 days of going diamond. And so really what that meant is that starting in June this month, I was able to start all the way back over and begin my organization again, start a whole new organization where I actually get double paid. And my new team, so I have my first amazing team that's diamond, and then I have this new team that I'm creating and helping to develop. That new team is now headed to senior gold before the end of this month. So that means double pay there as well. So I cannot express to you how much of financial blessing this can mean for your family. And more than anything, I want to stress one more point that Jacqueline made. I cannot stress to you the amount of personal growth, spiritual growth, mental clarity, and mental peace you will begin to receive, emotional growth, emotional health. We really, in Plexus, especially on this specific team, we focus on the 4 pillars of health. So you can be physically healthy, you can have the best gut microbiome, the greatest balance in the world, but if spiritually you're not there, it's going to be difficult with you in relationships, right? If you emotionally are not mature, it's going to be difficult in other areas of your life. And if you are mentally not in a good space, life is still going to be tough. And so that's the reason why we talk so much about mindset. So I hope that this call was beneficial to you. Get back with the person who invited you to this call. Our $9.95 special for joining and our discount on our welcome packs, either $89 or $179, is only until the end of the month. So time is of the essence. We hope that this information that we share with you tonight blessed you in some way, and we ask that you share it with someone else. When you are blessed, we also consider it to be a huge, huge, huge task on us to be a blessing to others. That's what our awesome president, Alec Clark, says. So when you're blessed, be a blessing. You guys have a great rest of your night and have a great July 4th. And on the heels of Juneteenth, we hope that these stories of freedom really inspired you. You guys have a great night. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Robin.
Thank you.